Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Apathetic Emo here, and I'm coming to you live from my new room in the hood. And it is definitely the hood. I can confirm that. 10 p.m. last night, somebody shot an Uzi at like somebody or something. I don't know, but it was pretty obnoxious. And I'm glad I wasn't outside when it happened. So I'm definitely in a not so great area, which has made it so I can't exactly go outside very much at night. I mean, even during the day, it's a little bit sketchy, but like, I definitely can't really go out at night, which kind of stinks because I used to like taking sort of late night walks. But it is what it is. I have a lot of things to do. I have a lot to do to get together my life because I have been through a lot in the past few years. It has been an absolute roller coaster. And for anybody who is watching this right now, please comment. I would really appreciate it if you would just comment and say something. If you're watching my videos, whoever you are, someone from the past that used to be friends with me or something, because it would be really nice to have some people to chat with right now. Or if you're a new person and you are watching this for whatever reason, just feel free to comment, and it'd be nice to have someone to chat to. I'm just sort of thinking out loud right now, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about calling this sort of series of videos that I'm going to do. I'm thinking about just calling it like Thinking Out Loud. And I guess that'd be cool. I guess that Thinking Out Loud, yeah, sounds like a good idea. I don't know. Tell me what you think. If maybe I should like choose a different name or something. So I'm sick right now, which kind of sucks. I'm kind of sick. I've been sick for about a week. I've had this sort of like cold, and I went to the walk-in clinic today, and they confirmed that it is not the coronavirus. It is not the flu. It is a viral infection, and it's not bacterial, so it's not really bad. But I was kind of PO'd when I went to the pharmacy. They prescribed me some sort of medication, but my insurance didn't cover it, so I didn't buy it. It is what it is, but I think I'm pretty much through it for the most part. I'm just still coughing up a decent amount of mucus, and I still have a bit of a stuffy, runny nose. But I'm pretty much getting through it. My girlfriend has given me some vitamin C, vitamin D. I have some Vicks Vapo nasal inhaler. I have Afrin. I have steroid nasal spray. Um, I think I'll be just fine. But the cold actually happened when I did this recent stint in this psychiatric hospital that I was in. I was in this psychiatric hospital that I have been in a few too many times. Actually, I was in this place probably like 5 or 6 times in the past, and they put me on some medications recently that have been helping with my supposed diagnosis of bipolar disorder slash schizoaffective disorder, which I really don't fully understand still what that is supposed to mean. But there's also a firm chance that if you know me, you'll know that I had a sort of alter ego for some time. And that alter ego of mine was basically, I figured out through really embracing it about a month ago and really about to go full blown with this alter ego. It was a way for me to heal from a SA trauma that I had from when I was 19 years old. And I didn't really realize it while it was going on that that was what was happening, but it turns out that that alter ego was never me. I am just me. I'm Apathetic Emo. That's who I am. I've always been this dude, and I always will be. And I guess anyone who thinks otherwise just really liked the character that I was putting on. So sorry to disappoint anyone if you sort of missed that character. I got a lot of other characters though. You know, I've got a few other characters that I do. I do a nice country guy character. I do a nice sort of New York guy character. I put the New York guy character on a lot more than the country guy these days because of living in the hood and everything. And in the area I'm at, there's actually a decent amount of people here from New York. So It's it's actually pretty likable. Um, I mean, it goes something like this. I mean, it's a little bit Jersey too. It's like a combination of New York, New Jersey. It's like a sort of tri-state area accent. I guess you could say there's even a little bit of Boston in it. It's kind of funny. It's like a weird tri-state area accent. It's like when you've been around sort of the tri-state area, you develop sort of an accent that's kind of a combination of all these different places. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it mostly sound like a New York accent, but like you can hear a little bit of Jay-Z in there. You know, you can hear a little bit of Jay-Z in there. You know, but yeah. Anyways, it's been fun. I've been homeless quite a few times. I was almost human trafficked quite a few times. I've been all over the map to some degree in the United States. I mean, I was in Florida for a bit, I was in California for a bit, and I was in Washington, D.C. for a little bit too. That is a good story for me to tell one day if anybody wants to hear that story offline. It is something special. I might tell it online, but it's a pretty interesting story. I sort of like went to Washington D.C. on some sort of a mission because I was having a manic episode because I wasn't sleeping and I was smoking too much pot. And yeah, I don't know. My life has just been kind of a mess for the past few years. I basically gained a lot of friends and ruined a lot of those friendships and lost a lot of those friends. And it feels really bad. It feels really shitty. It feels really terrible. But I did make a new relationship with my girlfriend, and we have still held together somehow for almost a year and a half now, which is fucking miraculous. It literally makes no sense in the world to me why this woman is still with me, why this woman still loves me, why she still sees the stars when she looks in my eyes. I don't understand it. I can't fathom it. It doesn't make sense to me. She still helps me a lot. She drives me places, helps me pick up my things, spends the night with me when I'm feeling like I'm having a hard time. Like it's quite miraculous. It's quite miraculous that I am truly in love again in my life. Because I have been in love before, but this time honestly really feels very different in a lot of ways. Because this woman is much older than I am as well. This woman is up there. We have 19 years between us, so that just puts it into perspective. You know, I'm not gonna blurt out my age right now, but you could assume how old I am, and then just picture I am with a woman that is 19 years older than I am, and it's a very, very different love. Loving an older woman is very, very, very difficult and very, very, very rewarding. And it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of work, and it is not easy. But it is really, really beautiful. At times, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's amazing. It's the best thing in the world. At times, it is absolute disaster. But I think a lot of that had to do with my own mental illness and lack of staying on proper medications, being on marijuana, and not getting a lot of sleep, and just dealing with paranoia, sort of like mild psychosis, I guess you can say, which fucking sucks, dude. Fucking sucks dealing with mild psychosis, dealing with paranoia, dealing with having a lack of sleep, getting too high on pot that you shouldn't be smoking. Just because you're trying to like heal from trauma, from wounds from the past that you didn't even inflict on yourself, And it really sucks that these wounds from the past, these traumas from the past, are what ultimately sort of have ruined all of my relationships and all of my friendships and even my relationships with my family members. But I'm really starting to sort of get the pieces back together. I've been talking with my dad a little bit. He helped me a little bit with some money a little while back. I talked to my mom a little bit. She even helped me with a little bit of money recently to help me get a hotel room before I got this room. And, I talked to my older sister, me and my younger sister, my younger sibling. We don't really talk right now because they're kind of upset from me staying with them for a little bit and sort of flipping the script and whatnot. But hopefully we'll have a conversation at some point about things and they're also having a bit of a hard time themselves. So I hope they sort of figure things out for themselves. But yeah, life has been peculiar. It's been interesting. There's a lot to talk about, and it would be pretty fun to talk to some of my old friends. If anybody wants to comment and just chime in and say, hey, feel free. I'm sorry if I scared anybody or gave anyone the impression that I was a bad person or someone that needed to be avoided. I am not a bad person. I am not someone that needs to be avoided. You do not have to worry about me. I am a very peaceful pacifist. I just ponder too much. I think too much. That's my number one problem. That is probably the ultimate crux of the cruise, so to speak. That is, I would say that thinking too much. And that's part of the reason I want to name this sort of, I guess you could call it a podcast, Thinking Out Loud, because what do we do really as people when we talk? I mean, it's pretty much just thinking out loud. You're just taking words that are in your head and bringing them out of your head. And a lot of people have a lot of words in their head and they aren't able to bring them out of their head. And I think this is sometimes a good way to do it. And even seeing that there's like 20 views on it sometimes can be very helpful. So even if I don't get, 3,000 views or 5,000 views or whatever would make me totally satisfied with YouTube, at least seeing that like a few people have watched it kind of does make me feel good, because it makes me feel heard. And I think part of the reason why that is because I grew up in a divorced household, and as a child I wasn't heard very much. I wasn't really listened to. I was very heavily emotionally neglected as a child, and very heavily emotionally abused as well at the same time, by both parents, sort of simultaneously, and sort of back and forth. So I would go to my father's house and I would mostly be verbally abused and very mentally confused. And I would go to my mother's house and I'd be verbally abused and mentally confused. I would go to my father's house and be sort of emotionally neglected and sort of affected by that. And then I would go to my mother's house and be neglected and affected by that as well. And it was this very sick sort of back and forth, up and down game that ultimately probably created or unlocked or unleashed my supposed bipolar disorder. Probably created, unlocked, or unleashed sort of my supposed schizoaffective disorder. Which, to be brutally honest with you, I don't really believe in these things. I do believe that if I had a really nice house on a really nice plot of land in a really nice area of the country that was really safe and sound, and I could live there with my girlfriend, and we can get married, and we can have a greenhouse and a little farm, and we could have like horses, we could have chickens and goats and sheep and pigs and cows and whatever. If we want to do all that, we could just have a garden, even just have a little organic farm, even like something small. Tend to the land and work a job, 9 to 5 type of thing, and have my own study, my own sort of like man cave basement area that I could run away to, place I can, like my own little music studio. I can produce my own music, things like that. Like, I really do think that these sort of like disorders, so to speak, like all this crap would just like fade into oblivion, into nothingness. They would just not fucking exist. I think when you're forced to sort of live in the hood, when you're forced to be homeless, when you're nearly human trafficked multiple times, when you're healing from trauma and taking on sort of different personas as a result of that, and you're sort of going about this life that is risky and chaotic, and sort of you're just crying out for help. You're crying out for someone to listen, for someone who cares, for friends, and ruining all the friendships you have in the process. I think that it's very likely that you will sort of exhibit a lot of the characteristics of these supposed sort of diagnoses, these disorders that they diagnose people with and then medicate people with these pharmaceutical drugs. And, the pharmaceutical drugs that I'm taking right now, I guess they're helpful for the time being, because I am still not exactly in the greatest situation. have my mother and my father at the end of the day for support if I absolutely need help. But they like to let me go through my own adversity because they believe it builds character. They believe that it makes me a stronger man, and that ultimately it'll make me a much stronger man eventually. So they don't like to drop thousands of dollars on me. They don't like to get me rooms and things like that. They don't like to really, like, truly help me in the way that a lot of people's parents do help them. Mine very much like to see me go through my struggle and get to the point where I've nearly died before. And it feels really wrong, honestly, but in some ways I understand it, and in some ways I respect it. So I'm not really mad at them for it. I love my parents very much. And, it is still kind of hard. It is still kind of hard. I am on the food stamps right now, and I have a decent amount of food. I'm good on food. Money-wise, I'm kind of penny pinching right now with my cash. I'm not really spending very much. I have plenty of vapes to get me through, so I'm happy. I've got like 5 of those right now. I'm good on vapes, which is very good. I've got my phone plan paid for. I've got my room paid for the month already, so that's really good. And my girlfriend is also going to help me by putting a month's worth of rent in my account fairly soon, because the room I'm staying in is actually an Airbnb, which I booked for a whole year, which is kind of crazy. But the other roommate's going to be here for a while too, so it's pretty much just like living in an apartment with a roommate. Haven't met the guy yet, haven't got to know him, but maybe as things go on I will. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit. I don't know. I think he works in healthcare or something. I'm not too sure. But, even though it's a hood, this area, it doesn't seem like extremely dangerous. It just has like isolated incidents of gang violence late at night for the most part. And if I were walking late at night, I might get robbed, like if it's really late at night. Like, that's the thing about it. So, a lot of people around here do carry guns, they do carry knives, things like that. So it's not exactly the best place to find yourself walking late at night. And I don't have a car right now. I don't even have a freaking moped or a bicycle or anything right now, which really does suck. I'd like to eventually sometime soon get like a nice electric scooter, a nice little electric scooter off of Amazon. They're like $300, $400. I might see if my dad might be able to grab me one for Christmas. That'd be really helpful, actually. He might be willing to do that. I'm going to pitch the idea to him of getting me a scooter or a moped or something for Christmas, so that I can actually like go out at night, go to the grocery store, things if I have to. Not like late at night, but like modestly, like, because it gets dark really early now. It gets dark at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And to me, that's night. Like, the second it gets dark, that's when it becomes night, which really does kind of blow. I really understand that you shouldn't go out after 8 or 9 here, but it feels like I shouldn't go out after 4 or 5, which really does suck. But it's going to give me a lot more opportunity to sit inside with myself and my thoughts and record videos like this, post them on YouTube, do some writing, do some songwriting. I'm going to be working on some new songs about my experiences, maybe my experience in DC. I'll write a song about that. I'll make another love song, maybe. Maybe I'll do a little bit more rapping. I gotta sneeze. Woo! Oh, goodness bless me. My gosh, that was a good one. Yeah, my immune system is working good, man. That's great. This cold is gonna be gone before you know it. And look at the timing on this video. I've literally been sitting here talking like for almost 20 minutes, and I should probably cut these videos short, but it feels so wrong to do that, like, because I don't want to stop myself talking because I'm having a good time talking. Why would I want to stop myself talking? That's like what my mom would do. That's like what my dad would do when I was growing up, and I'd be like trying to talk to him, like, Dad, at school, let me take, I can't talk right now. I'm busy. I'm doing this. I'm busy. I'm doing, hey mom, I don't want, I'm too tired. Get out of here. And that just like really fucked me up, man. Like, that shit fucked me up. So maybe I'll just let this shit go. Maybe it'll be easy to upload an hour-long video. I don't know. Fuck it. Let's just run it. Let's see how long this thing could go. Why not? I got more shit to talk about. What else can I talk about? Oh, I've been blowing my nose with fucking toilet paper. This reminds me of fucking TP USA. I don't know why. I thought it was so funny. When I was down in Washington, D.C., I remember I actually wound up in a fucking psych hospital in Washington, D.C. And how did that happen? It's a very long story I'd like to tell. I feel like it should be a separate video. Like, maybe what I'll do is I'll write down, like, blah, 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 story, and then tell it in a separate video. Or I could just tell it in this video. Why does it even matter? Why does it have to be organized? Like, why does everything have to be some organized thing? I feel like it's better that way, though, because then maybe I'll get more views on it, because it'll be like, my crazy Washington, D.C. story, and then I talk about my crazy Washington, D.C. story. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. Yeah. What else do I got on my mind? Oh, vapes. These freaking vapes, man. Let me tell you, these vapes are freaking out of this world. These vapes are absolutely amazing. I don't know if you guys vape at all, or if anybody vapes, but I've been really liking the Eris vapes. The Eris ones, these ones. So I have the Eris Mega, which is these little slender ones right here, little Slenderman ones right here. And then I also have the Eris Beasts, which are these little fat ones here. See the difference? Got a lot more juice in them. And then I also have this one, which is almost out of juice, which really sucks. But this is the Lost Mary MT35,000 Turbo. And this one packs a punch. This one packs an absolute punch. It's really good. You could blow some freaking clouds with this one. It's got 80% battery, but it's got 5% juice, which that sucks. Oh, I got a fortune from a fortune cookie. We got Chinese food last night, me and my girlfriend. Oh, sorry, my girlfriend and I. That would be proper grammar, would it not? Notice at the start of the video, I started out talking really like emo, like apathetic, and then as I started talking more, I started sort of going up a little bit more. I don't know if you noticed that, but I noticed it. It says, "You are loved. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." And you know something? As I was reading that, I literally almost started to cry. I was like a tear was like about to fall from my eye. Just like one tear was like about to fall from my eye. Because you don't really hear that very often. You know, you are loved. Just that term alone right there. That's like, that's a nice thing to read, you know. That's why I love Chinese food too, man. It's not just the fortune cookies, but it's like you're diving into another culture to some degree when you eat different cultures' foods, and there is something very special about Asian culture, about Chinese culture, the Buddhist philosophies and principles, and you know you see it in the fortune cookies. You are loved. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's great. That's freaking great, man. I need to see that. I'm not getting that with my fucking McDonald's. I'm not going to get a Big Mac and I open it and it says "You are loved." It's just a big greasy heart attack. But I got sesame chicken. I got sesame chicken with white rice, and she got steamed chicken and broccoli. And you know what? I got a combination plate. She didn't know that she could only get a smaller or large for the steamed chicken and broccoli because they don't do combination plates at the spot we went to for steamed chicken and broccoli. And she stole my fucking egg roll. This chick stole my fucking egg roll. But she gets to have it because she always needs an egg roll. It's very important she gets the egg roll. So, you know, I cut my losses. I missed out on my freaking egg roll. It is what it is. She bought the food anyways, so it's only fair. And we went to freaking Dollar General to get food. We got a bunch of snacks. We got a bunch of, I got turkey. You know, like the package of it, like the ghetto package, like the Oscar Mayer turkey slices, the little round like bologna sliced turkey. I got that. And I got some cheese. I got some bread. I got some Miracle Whip. I got some chicken nuggets, some Sweet Baby Ray's. I got a lot of snackage. I got a decent amount of snackage. I got these right here. These are freaking good. Pretzel bites, peanut butter pretzel bites. They're too good. I'll literally eat the whole fucking thing if I start eating them right now, so I gotta be careful. I made a sandwich a while back too, and it's been sitting here. I could probably eat the rest of it. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. See this? This is round Oscar Mayer turkey slice. And the cheese is Cloverfield or whatever. Is it Cloverfield? Tell me it's not Cloverfield. Clover Valley. I was about to say, I was thinking of the movie Cloverfield. That used to be one of my favorite movies of all time. I made this sandwich a couple hours ago. It's been sitting here. My girlfriend would freak the fuck out if she see me eating it. She would go, "Oh my God, it's been sitting there for 2 hours. You gotta throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash, you know?" I'm like, I'm not wasting the fucking food. It ain't been sitting there that long. It's a fucking sandwich. What's the problem? I don't understand. I get it, but I don't get it. Now, if it was sitting there for 4 hours, okay, maybe we're talking, I'll toss it in the trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of just use my brain. My brain kind of tells me if food is good or bad, sort of. It's like, it's been sitting there for 2 hours. That's still a good sandwich. I don't want to waste the sandwich. You know what I'm saying? 3 hours, I'm like, I probably shouldn't eat that sandwich. I should probably toss it. 4 hours, I'm like, all right, I'm going to toss that sandwich. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel about that. Well, I went to the walk-in clinic today because of my sickness. That's how I figured out I'm not totally sick. Got this tiny little water bottle. Look at this fucking thing. This thing's hilarious. This looks like the micro penis of water bottles. And then this looks like the giant big black cock of water bottles. Look at this fucking giant difference here. Look at this shit. This is hilarious. This is totally different water bottles. And this is also alkaline water, which is apparently very good for you. That's what my girlfriend tells me. She tells me that the alkaline water, it's got the pH balance 9.5 plus, which I don't know. I guess it's good for you. I guess it's good for your skin or something. It's good for your hair. It's good for something. I don't know. That's some good stuff right there. I don't know what else to talk about. I think this video is running its course. I don't want it to run its course though. Oh, speaking of running courses, man, I'm thinking about horses running courses, the ones that the people's endorses with the monetary forces, and then they take their forceps and then they inseminate them with more kids. Oh no. Oh, excuse me for that. Yeah, that didn't sound too good, did it? Oh Lord. Well, at least I got checked out today. At least I know it's just like a viral cold. It's not nothing serious. Hopefully it doesn't evolve into something serious, but yeah, maybe the sandwich isn't good. Maybe I shouldn't eat the fucking sandwich. Now I'm thinking it's a bad omen. I'm wondering if it's a bad omen that I ate the bite of sandwich now. Maybe, because there could be bacteria on it. And my girlfriend always tells me when you leave food sitting down, it gets bacteria, and then you shouldn't eat it because of the bacteria, and you can't see the bacteria, so your brain's not going to know there's bacteria, so maybe my girlfriend's right, and I should just listen to the wisdom of an older woman and not think that I'm smart about everything. It probably makes sense. However, she would also advise that I eat something like this, like a nice blackened banana, because this is good for your digestion. It has, I think it has probiotics or something. Good gut microbacteria, gut microbiome stuff. When it's a little bit browned or whatever, it becomes. I think she was telling me how it's like the beginning of a banana when it first starts. When it's fully ripened or something, it's like prebiotic, and then when it gets like this, it's like probiotic. I'm not sure how true that is, but it sounds like it could be true. So I'll eat the fucking banana instead. I'll scrap the damn half sandwich that I got there. What time is it? Oh, it's almost my girlfriend getting out of work time. I'm wondering if she's gonna come over today. I have no idea. She was telling me that she's been very spread thin with hanging out with me too much and helping me too much, and she's not sure if she's going to be able to hang out with me for the next few days. So it is what it is. They've been working her hard at her job, and she's been working these 8-hour shifts, and she's not used to it because she used to just work part-time, but she was picking up more hours because she wants to make more money. So, you know, it's just difficult to be mad at her for not, you know, wanting to see me, for like needing time to herself. You know, that's important. And I was living with her before. Man, we had a falling out. It's part of why the whole Washington trip happened. I'm definitely going to make a video about the Washington trip. That is a wild fucking story. Let me tell you. I got some wild stories from when I was in Florida too. Some wild ass stories too. But I don't want to give all my stories away all at once, because that'll make there nothing else to talk about. I mean, there's always something to talk about, though. I don't know, I was thinking about God. I was thinking about, like, there was this chick that I met when I was in this psych hospital when I was in Florida. And she was talking about, how can God be both benevolent and omnipotent at the same time? And I was like, what the fuck do you mean by that? And then she started explaining it, and then I was like, huh. And I was like, that kind of makes sense. She's like, yeah, the Bible describes God as being a benevolent ruler, and it also describes him as being omnipotent. But how can something omnipotent be benevolent? And I'm like, what the hell do you mean by this? And it's like, omnipotent, it's like all power, all being, right? If it is all power, all being, then it is both good and bad at the same time. And benevolent would be overruling one or the other, good or bad. You can't overrule one or the other, good or bad, if you are simultaneously good and bad at the same time. Therefore, you are malevolent in nature, in some sense, because you should be all good if you're God. If you're the one true God, you should be all good, right? But no, you have to be both good and bad. It's the balance of nature, the balance of life, right? But then that makes me think, isn't there just God and the devil? So then, like, that you already have the good and bad. You have Jesus and you have Satan, right? So that's already the good and the bad. So it's like God doesn't have to be all of that, but the Bible does describe God as being all of that. So very confusing, the God thing. The God thing is, I try with it because, you know, it's sometimes helpful at times, I guess, because it's the pathological linguistic manipulative programming that we've been fed for a very long time, for generations and generations and generations. So I like to think that our DNA has some sort of a coding that can be tapped into when we're going through a very hard time, if we just follow some of this religious stuff, and then it makes us feel a little bit better. But, you know, there's a lot of bad stuff that has occurred from religion as well, so it's very difficult to sort of parse through it and pick out the good and sort of throw out the bad. It's not very easy, so a lot of people will just sort of discredit it entirely, throw it all out. I choose to just sort of, I guess, study it, embrace it a little bit, you know, and not sort of jump ship on anything, not sort of just like hop right into anything. I sort of just say, like, I kind of believe there's maybe a God. It makes sense. There's some sort of universal force that has created us and is sort of like continually shaping us. You know, that does make some sort of sense to me, especially with all the sort of blessings that have occurred in my life. You know, especially with this room, this literal room that just like popped out of thin air. Like, sure, I might be in the hood. Sure, there might be some gunshots at night sometimes. It might not be exactly the safest area, but it was a fairly reasonable price, sort of, compared to other rooms. And it was through Airbnb, and I was able to book it. And the woman let me book it and offered me the booking after I mentioned a little bit about myself. And it felt like this was just an opportunity that fell in my lap, because I only got a hotel room for one night. And I did that because I got this room figured out within hours of getting out of the psychiatric hospital. And I went to view another room, but it seemed kind of creepy. The guy said it was a room in a safer area, but the guy said that I couldn't have any guests over my house. Like, I couldn't have any guests in my room ever. Like, what the hell would have I become if I couldn't have my girlfriend over my house? Like, especially not being able to make love. Like, you know how bad that would suck? Because I'm not able to go to her place right now. It's a long story, part of the Washington story, but I'm, like, sort of not allowed to go to her house. Like, it is what it is. But, like, what in the fucking bejesus? Like, I could not have my girlfriend over my house. I could not have her in my bed. I could not make love to my girlfriend ever. I'm gonna have to get motel rooms once a month to fucking make love to my girlfriend. Like, hell no, brother. I'm gonna want to get a motel room every week. I'm gonna be spending fucking $400 a fucking month on motel rooms just to make love to my girlfriend. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that shit, dude. Hell to the no. Hell to the no, to the no, no, no. I literally chose to live in the fucking hood just so I can make love to my girlfriend on a regular basis. That sounds like some sex addict shit to some degree, but you know something, dude? I don't care. I just don't fucking care. Fuck living in a house where there's a rule like that. That's some weird shit, dude. You shouldn't be able to say that. That shouldn't even be legally allowed. If you're renting a room to somebody, you shouldn't be legally allowed to say you can't have your girlfriend over here and make love to her. You know what I mean? Like, that should not be allowed. That's like, he's like, yeah, you can't have any guests over here. Like, maybe once in a while, but you have to run it by us first and tell us who the guests are or whatever. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, no, I would like to have my girlfriend over here tonight and have sexual relations with her. Is that all right with you? You know what I mean? Like, God, it just gave me real weird vibes. It gave me real fucking creepy vibes, basically. And there was, like, no key lock on the bedroom door. There's just like a lock with the thing that you could unlock it with your fucking fingernail. And I'm just like, this dude might be gay. He might sneak into my room and try to sneak into my booty hole late at night. Like, hell to the no. You know? It's just like, no thank you, bro. I'm quite alright. I'm gonna live in the hood in my own room with my nice keyed locked door, with my key to the house. Hell to the no, no, no. And this room is actually really nice. It's actually kind of immaculate. I can show you in a little bit. It's got a fucking TV. Check it out. It's got a TV on the wall. It's got a nice bed. That bed's actually cozy. It's an old school mattress too. And there's all this room. As you can see in my backpack, I got the little weights. The floor looks really good. It's really nice. Nice ceiling lights, very bright. Yeah, so it's good digs. The freaking downstairs looks really nice too. Actually, the living room. I'm not gonna show you that though. But it doesn't look like a house in the hood. The inside actually looks like a house you would see in the suburbs. So kudos on them for doing the renovations. I'm actually the first tenant in this room after the renovations, which is crazy. And my roommate, I think he's going to be here for a while. So I don't think it's going to be like an Airbnb where someone's coming in every single week. I think we're both staying here month to month, possibly. Which, that's kind of cool. I don't have to deal with the random people coming in every week, probably. Feels good, you know? So, yeah. I think everything's going to work out. It's going to be difficult. But, you know, there's a city bus line, too. And I could get a job working, like, early in the morning, maybe. Like, really early in the morning. I could get a job at, like, a coffee shop or bagel shop or something. There's a road up here. There's a really long road that has tons and tons of places to get work. There are tons of restaurants and shops and retail stores for days just all the way up this road. All the way up this road. There's tons of them. So one day I might just like walk up and down the road and say, hey, are you guys hiring? 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 You know? Or just start calling them up and start printing out my resume, bring it by, hey, are you hiring? Hey, are you hiring? Boom, 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 boom. I'll get a job pretty quick if I want to. Everyone's telling me not to get a full-time job again, though, right off the rip. My girlfriend's telling me that. My mother's telling me that. You know, if I talked to my father, he probably would say, "Who cares? Like, do whatever you want." You know, I feel like I'd love to just get a full time job again. I would. I think that'd be really good for me because I'm really fucking bored. I don't want to sit inside in my room all day and thrust myself into chaos. You know, a part time job, I would be working probably like 20 hours a week or something, 19, 20 hours a week, give or take. Which, like, I don't know, dude. That feels like nothing. You know, and how am I gonna do that anyways? The only way I think I could do that is doing dishwashing or busing or something, and that's gonna be late at night, and then I'm gonna have to take the bus home late at night, walk home late at night. I don't want to do that because I've explained that already before because of the territory that I'm in. But you know, maybe a breakfast shop or something, somewhere I could work serving breakfast or busing breakfast or dishwashing for breakfast or something. I don't know. I could figure that out maybe. Or I could do like a coffee shop. I could work at a coffee shop and serving coffee and sandwiches and stuff. Or retail. I could do retail, and they've got morning shifts at retail. A lot of these stores open at like 7 o'clock. There's a grocery store up the road. They're always hiring. The freaking grocery store. I could apply at the fucking grocery store. They got the deli. I could apply for the deli. I can go in there. I could be the guy who's like, "Hi, Grandma, make you some deli meat. I'll cut up the deli meat for you. Slice it real nice. Slice it real nice. You want it thick? You want it thin? Yeah. Take a slice. How you like it? You like that? Good. Okay, I'll slice it up for you. Put it in the package. Bada boom, bada bing. Maybe they'll give me a discount on groceries. That might be a good idea. That might be a decent idea. Yeah, they're always freaking hiring. And they just say, come to the freaking courtesy desk to talk about the freaking job. That's what they say out there, too. They're like old school, so that might actually be good. I've been shopping there for a long time. I've been giving these people tons of money. Maybe they will hire me. I got an account there already. My girlfriend shops there, too. Hey, that might not be a bad idea. Let me think about that. I could take the bus there. I could take the city bus there first thing in the morning, hop on it, go to work, take the city bus back, and they'll give you random shifts too there too. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. Man, you know, something about life is just so beautiful. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Man. Yeah. Well, what else is there to talk about? This is the way that I think. I like have to do this. This is like, it's like impossible for me to like think my thoughts through without like talking them out or writing them out. And writing, my wrist gets too tired from my fucking arthritis. My freaking arthritis. I can't write for too long because of my freaking arthritis. You know, it's like, it's obnoxious. I'm a young guy, but I got some fucking issues, man. I got some fucking mental issues. I've got some fucking family issues. And I've got some physical fucking issues that are... they're giving me a run for my money. They're giving me a run for my money. I tell you, man, it's still a beautiful world, though. That banana was really good, too. My papa, he would always say that, too. My papa would always say, he's like, oh, you gotta eat the banana when it's like this. You look at it right here, you got the black right here. You hit the brown, you got it there. That's not a bad banana. You don't throw that away. You gotta eat that. That's good for you. That's good. See his bruise right there? That's the best part. That's the best part of the banana. They would tell me that all the time. Lo and behold, I'm with a older woman now who tells me the exact same thing. So, Papa, I know that you are my guardian angel. You are in charge of my destiny right now. I know that you have taken over for Gigi, Nana, and my uncle. And you have been helping me a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Papa, very, very much for all the help. I have guardian angels. I have a lot of guardian angels. I have so many guardian angels. It is crazy helping me through for some reason. I don't know why.